Some other sounds the Baroque cello can make from the ones that you've heard. We've got some various solponticello close to the bridge. Lots of options here, catching very high harmonics. Can sound very eerie. And also, of course, with the left hand combined. Depending on the effects you want. Get a bit of noise just gently with the nail on the winding of the C string. And they can kind of talk to you like that. Lots of lovely harmonics. And in terms of bow strokes, this Baroque bow really designed for the notes to die away, which doesn't mean we can't sustain a even dynamic towards the point. Yep, we can crescendo. But the design of it often encourages the bow strikes to go that kind of thing rather than a very sustained legato such as you might use with a modern cello. The differences between this cello and a modern cello in terms of the sound are mainly the bow and the strings, I would say. The actual body of the instrument hasn't changed very much. It has a shorter fingerboard, so the virtuosity hadn't extended so far that we would play up so high, but I mean that doesn't really affect the sound of it, and of course it's held with the legs rather than with an end pin and a spike. Again, not an awful lot of difference with the sound. It's mainly these lovely gut strings, of which the bass one is gut, and it's got silver winding to it. This Baroque cello is tuned at 415A. It can be at 440. I switch in between. So the strings are in fifths, C, G, D, A, just like a modern cello. And it's great for bass lines, of course, for melodies, for layering, creating textures. It's a little bit brighter sounding than the viola da gamba, but still very rich. And in terms of the things that you can do with your left hand, it's all really the same as the cello. So trills are, also possible, glissandi, because there's no frets, there's a lot of dynamic range, so and pizzicato, of course. And we can also do, I talked about the collegno, we can also do some, so I'm using the wood of the bow, we call it collegno, and then I'm combining that with a bit of a ricochet, where I'm just bouncing the bow like that. And again, plenty of more around here, resonance from playing these, and there'll be lots of other nasty little sounds you can get out of doing that. I'm just over bowing, basically using a bit too much pressure. Those kinds of sounds.